This podcast is brought to you by DirecTV Stream. Does this sound familiar? You got one device lets you catch the game live, another lets you stream your favorite shows. You're watching sports highlights on your phone. You've got your neighbor's best friend's login for the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all the entertainment you love without the hassle. It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings you your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before, so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part? There's no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can learn more at directv.com. Compatible device required. Content varies by package.
What's up? Welcome in Week 8 here on the Hoge Jahns podcast. Bears trying to get back on track against the 49ers, who have lost 4 in a row. And honestly, these teams are a little bit similar. Welcome in. What's up, Johnsy?
What's going on? Should be a winnable ball game. Doesn't mean they're going to win it, but you can potentially win it, I would say.
Potentially. A lot of things going on for the Bears this week. It's been a kind of a stressful, adversity-filled week, if we're being honest, as of recording.
Oh, you sound like a football coach.
Well, okay.
You are.
Speaking of head coach, we don't even know if he's coaching this week. The best player on the team, Khalil Mack, probably not playing this week. What else we got? We still got COVID issues going on.
Yeah, we haven't heard a thing about Robert Quinn, who's on that COVID list.
There's that. I mean, so I'm not trying
Larry
to be negative.
Borum's back.
Larry Borum. What does it say about the Bears that Larry Borum is now the savior?
Well, I didn't go there, but the rookie is back at practice. 20-day practice window is opened.
I do have to say, though, maybe every position on the entire team, right tackle is probably the biggest problem.
Yeah. Maybe this week they actually give Lashavius Simmons some reps at it.
Or they just play Larry Borum.
That could work, too. Or Alex Bars.
Or Alex Bars. Yeah, that might make more. Alex Bars played pretty well once he stayed in there. I don't think we're going to see Lashavius Simmons.
Nah.
I don't know about that one. Anyway, welcome in. Adam Hoge, Adam Jahns with you. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Adam Hoge. He's at Adam Jahns. And you can read all of our coverage. I'm at NBCSportsChicago.com. He, of course, is on The Athletic. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see his nice Athletic hoodie.
It's cold in Chicago.
It is.
Bear weather. No such thing, but Lovey would call it that.
Stand by maybe a week or two. I think we might have some hoodies on the way for you.
Ooh, I like it.
Just a little tease there. Obviousshirts.com. You can check out our collection. Got some new stuff coming for you in November. So we'll have more on that next week. But for now, we need to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's been going on at House Hall. Obviously, Nagy's been out of the building. We had a chance to talk to him over Zoom yesterday. And I don't know. He's not really revealing his location, which is fine. That part was funny.
It was funny. That was my reaction. This is fine. I don't really care where he is. He's probably at a hotel somewhere. Come on, everybody.
No,
come on, Pat.
I thought the question was fine. I don't know that. I don't know if he thought he had to give a specific location, but honestly, too, with everything going on, I'm not sure I'd want to give my location away if I was him either. So
very true.
So it's unfortunately the reality of sometimes being an NFL head coach when things aren't going well. To me, the more interesting stuff was what Justin Fields said, and him talking about how he's going to start having more Zoom meetings with wide receivers, and they're going to start, essentially changing routes is what he literally said. That
he is changing the offense.
Yeah, it's like Justin
This
Fields
is what I want to run.
Up.
I'm going to go present it to Bill Lazor later. We talked to Bill Lazor later today, so there'll be some more, don't call it clarity, but it's the offensive coordinator will comment later on the quarterback potentially changing the routes of said plays.
And then Darnell Mooney was like, yep, and then we're going to – I love what Darnell Mooney said, because it was like, yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sit there. We're going to watch the opposing defense. And then we're going to look at what they do, and then we're going to make changes based off what they do, and then maybe have some audibles in there once we see what they do. That wasn't a direct quote. That was me paraphrasing. And I'm like, that's football.
Like, isn't that what they're supposed to be doing with their coaches?
Is this what we're not doing, or what are we doing here? I think that's what you do every week.
Doing more of it?
So, look, this is either going to be a really, really good thing or it's going to go horribly wrong, I think.
Yeah.
But I do agree. Look, we all sit there and watch the same thing, and we're all like, where are slants? Like, where are routes that can help Justin Fields a little bit more? And so if it takes the players getting together to change the routes and look at what ideally, today's offense is you want a quarterback that can walk to the line of scrimmage, look at what he's seen, and then make a quick check or adjustment to one of his wide receivers. You see Aaron Rodgers, like, he'll pat his hip. He'll just do a quick pat on his hip, looking at Devontae Adams. Adams knows exactly what that means. And he runs a different route, and he's wide open, and then they score a touchdown. And that's like, it looks so simple. Those are also guys that have been playing in the league a lot longer and can do those types of things. So this is either ideally, this is what you want Justin Fields to be able to do. Is it a little too soon? Is it going to work? I don't know.
Number one, it's a positive that you have a young quarterback taking ownership of his situation.
Agree.
He does not like losing, has not lost a lot in his football career. This sucks for him. So he's taking ownership. He's trying to find solutions. On the other side of that, like, thought number two is they're here because the offense sucks. They can't find any answers, and there are 2 years worth of tape on other quarterbacks failing in this offense. So they're here because a lot of things have gone wrong. I'm trying to stay positive about it because I think Justin Fields is going to eventually find a way out of this. I don't know what it's going to take or what changes have to be made, wherever those changes are. But this is still not a good situation to have your players holding their own Zooms, trying to figure out their own offense, right? Like, you could see it both ways. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be positive about it, but there's a lot of negatives for why this positive is actually happening.
Here's the thing. There's been a number of things that have been said in the last couple of days in interviews that I feel like the head coach has to probably make a phone call about, right, to somebody and be like, hey, wait a minute, what did you mean by this? Or even if it's and look, I don't think there's anything wrong with Jason Peters offering up that Larry Borum's coming back this week. But, that the way they're operating this week, Nagy probably wasn't happy about him saying that.
Yeah. You know what I love about that? I tweeted this. 39-year-old future Hall of Famer Jason Peters shouldn't give a damn. He can say whatever he wants.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He's doing the Bears a solid by playing right now.
Yeah.
He could be back on his boat if he wanted to. He's made enough money. He's had a hell of a career. I get he wants to play maybe till he's 40, but he's doing the Bears a favor by playing. He can say whatever he wants.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll talk a little bit more later when we break down the game about whether or not this is going to work or not. But I like the initiative too. I think it says, I think big picture, it's a positive for Justin Fields. Like, he just sort of has that it factor. We've talked about it before. I've talked about it this week. I'm not really that worried about Justin Fields as a quarterback. I'm worried about his development a little bit, mainly because of the things around him and what's happening in this offense. But I feel like he's strong enough to get through this mentally that it's not going to impact him long term. And let's be honest, that's a guess. Like, maybe 2 years from now, we look back at this and we're like, oh man, they really ruined Justin Fields. But
yeah, and this happens at all different points of quarterback's career. Like that year that, Jay Cutler was sacked a lot. 9 by the Giants.
Yeah.
Like, you talk to people around the team, they thought he was seeing ghosts in the backfield, dropping back.
It's a good reference. Halloween week.
Yes, it is Halloween week. Justin Fields' sack rate, I think, of 14.4% is nearly as bad as David Carr's 14.6% sack rate when he was a rookie. We all know what that did to him, and we'll see. I think I might have those reversed, but they're comparable. Definitely not good. Not good at all.
No, and that's something they got to get out of really quick. Whether it's fixing the right tackle, whether it's Justin getting rid of the ball faster, whether it's, again, I think the routes are a big part of it. But the problem with everyone's asking max protect, more more blockers. Well, then you have less receivers running routes. So then it's harder to get matchups. So, but again, that goes back to the coaches. That goes back to scheme. That goes back to the personnel you have. You got to figure it out. And it's taken too long to figure it out. I think we all understand that. Right?
It's past time of figuring it out, I think. It's bewildering. How about that word? Bewildering.
Bewildering. That's a good way to put it. All right. Well, the Bears aren't the only team in this matchup going through some problems and trying to dig out of a hole. And quite frankly, it's been a little bit worse for the San Francisco 49ers, who have now lost 4 in a row. However, they're still favored in this game. So that tells you that the public in Vegas still think that the 49ers are a better team. I tend to agree. To break things down, though, and we'll find out more about what's going on with their quarterback situation and maybe big picture what's going on with their head coach and general manager situation as well. Matt Barrows covers the 49ers for The Athletic, and he joins us now.
For Garoppolo, coming home to Chicago, where I think I read there's going to be over 100 family members or 100 family and friends in attendance at Soldier Field. I'm just curious with that in the backdrop, like how is he handling everything that's gone on, maybe since the Super Bowl run, since his stars kind of faded a bit?
I mean, from a locker room standpoint, from a being a teammate standpoint, he's handled it all well. I think the 49ers thought that, okay, if we draft a guy at number 3 overall, and we make it clear that your job isn't safe, Jimmy Garoppolo, we're going to see a Jimmy Garoppolo that we haven't seen before. And our big dilemma at the end of the season is, what if Jimmy Garoppolo has another year like 2019? We go to the playoffs. It's going to be hard to part ways with him at that point. And we just haven't seen him take his game to another level. In fact, I mean, you can make the argument that he's gotten a little worse efficiency-wise every season that he's been here. And injuries are a massive part of that, of course. But, I think that is sort of one of the main reasons why Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers wanted to move in a different direction at quarterback, because they felt like, okay, we think this guy has reached his zenith, and he's not going to get much better. Although I do think that they thought they could, maybe this year would have motivated something out of Garoppolo that they didn't see the previous year and a half. So, I think that's a regret. I think that he definitely has a calf injury and had one against the Indianapolis Colts. And it'll be a little bit better against the Bears. And this should create some bounce for him. I mean, he's excited to be back in Chicago. He loves Chicago, loves the White Sox. He's a Arlington Heights guy, loves Chicagoland. So it's going to be a big game for him. And the 49ers are expecting a better game from him.
Matt, what's been the temperature with the quarterback situation with the fan base? Because here in Chicago, I mean, these are the two teams that didn't start their rookies right away. And in Chicago, it's just like it's been from day one, just constant criticism of the handling and not making Justin Fields the guy from the start and not giving him enough reps with the ones in training camp. What's it been like with the 49ers situation? Because from the outside, it almost seems like there's been a little bit more acceptance of Jimmy Garoppolo playing over Trey Lance, but maybe I'm wrong on that.
Well, I think it's starting to turn right now as the 49ers are 2-4, as it becomes more and more clear that they're maybe not a playoff team. During the offseason, the 49ers were doing this Drew Brees, Taysom Hill thing where they would alternate the quarterbacks a little bit. And in the last preseason game against the Raiders, they did it quite a bit. In fact, they were coming in and out for each other on sequential plays. And everybody thought that would be what they did. I mean, that Garoppolo would get the lion's share, but we'd see a good number of Trey Lance snaps. And that happened in week 1 against the Lions. And then Lance didn't play at all in week 2 against the Eagles. And then he had only scant snaps in week 3. So it really wasn't beginning the way that at least the fans and the media were expecting it to. So there was grumbling about that. And like I said, it started to change in the last couple of weeks. 4-game losing streak will do that. The question being, okay, if you're losing, you might as well put Trey Lance in, give him this experience that he needs. When he did start, Garoppolo was hurt in week 5 against the Cardinals, so he had to start that game. He looked like a rookie. I mean, there were good things and bad things. I'm sure he looked a lot like Justin Fields in that. One of the bad things was that it took him a long time to get rid of the ball. The slowest of any quarterback that weekend. And he took a lot of hits because of that, because of design runs, because of scrambles out of the pocket. He ran the ball 16 times. And then lo and behold, a day later, woke up with a knee injury and didn't play against Indianapolis at all. So it's been a very short look, but fans have already seen sort of the whole rookie experience, the excitement, the letdown, the inevitable injury because they're getting banged up so much. But the bottom line is I think most fans out here now want to see more Trey Lance moving forward.
Man, I got a big picture question for you, but quickly before that, what's the latest on Robbie Gould? Should we expect another 5 field goals by him at Soldier Field and a stare down of the Bears sideline? But he's hurt, right?
Yeah, he was. They were playing the Seahawks in week 4, and we're up in the press box, and we see Kyle Shanahan make a beeline. This is during warmups. Make a beeline to Robbie Gould and consults Gould for 5 minutes. And the joke upstairs was, "Oh, Shanahan just fired Robbie Gould. What's going on here?" There was like a real question about what was happening. It turns out that he strained his groin during warmups. And couldn't kick that day. So he went on IR right after that. And I think this is the 3rd game that he has to miss. So they brought in a replacement, Joey Sly. So if anything, this will be a Joey Sly game in Chicago. I don't think we're going to see Robbie Gould.
And then it's actually too bad, by the way, because that's like a fun storyline with Robbie's different than your typical kickers, right? Like, especially here in Chicago where he's still kind of beloved.
I imagine he's still going to be making the trip. I mean, his family still lives
here.
Yeah.
And it's taken a while for the Bears to finally figure out kicker. They finally have Cairo Santos, where they had so many other guys coming in and fail. They had that famous kicking derby. But anyway, big picture question for you, Matt. Like, in Chicago, like Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, I mean, they're under fire. People want them fired. They're ready to move on from them. There are calls for their heads every day on Twitter. Fans have had enough. Are John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan on the hot seats at all whatsoever? Like, I was looking at their seasons. I mean, outside their 13-3 Super Bowl season, I mean, they're 18-36? Did I do the math right on that?
They're definitely losing seasons outside of 2019. Among the fans, absolutely, they're on the hot seat. I just did a mailbag where it was one question after another, where the subtext says, when are they going to fire A or B, one guy or the other one, because what they built isn't working. Now, they signed 6-year deals back in 2017 when they were hired, which was unprecedented. And then right after the 2019 Super Bowl season, where they failed to win the Super Bowl, by the way, they signed other 6-year deals. So there's still years and years and years left on these contracts. They still get along well. That was the big thing for Jed York, the owner, is that the group that preceded them was the Harbaugh, Trent Baalke group. And there were some coaches after Jim Harbaugh, but the issue was that those two guys did not get along. I mean, it was palpable. And Jed York's number one goal was to find a front office and a coaching staff that worked in cohesion, and he found it in Lynch and Shanahan. So as long as they're on the same page and there's no backbiting and things that typically tear up a team, I think that they're safe. They also, drafted this quarterback as a long-term project with the understanding from day one that it was a long-term project. So it's hard for me to see ownership abandoning A or B, front office or coaching, given the project that they've undertaken.
All right, Matt, time for the prediction. Who you got in this game?
I picked this is awful because I sound like a homer every week. I predict the 49ers, and every week the 49ers lose, and every week I look like an idiot. But I'm sticking to my guns on this one because I see the 49ers, and every now and then they wake up. They had a brilliant drive to open the game against the Colts for a touchdown. And then in the fourth quarter, out of the blue, a 3-play drive for a touchdown, just 3 straight throws from Jimmy Garoppolo, beautiful throws, touchdown to Deebo Samuel. So it's in them somewhere to have a really good game. I've watched Justin Fields and looks like a rookie. And, I think he's going to get hit a lot. I think he's going to make a lot of mistakes. The question is, can the Bears run consistently against the 49ers? And I should note that the Colts had the first 100-yard rushing game in over a year and a half against the 49ers the other night with Jonathan Taylor. So it could be that there's a splinter opening up on that defense. But like I said, I think Jimmy Garoppolo will have a better than usual game in his hometown. And I just feel like Justin Fields is in the middle of, the typical rookie malaise that all of these guys usually go through. So I see mistakes, and I see the 49ers winning 24-17.
Okay.
There you go. It's a fair prediction.
Somewhere in the stands of Soldier Field, there'll be a lot of Garoppolos cheering for that.
A lot of Garoppolos.
There will be. I wonder, those guys are, dyed-in-the-wool Chicago fans too, whether they've got the number 10 Garoppolo jersey, but then they have a Bears jersey on underneath that because that's where their heart is really at.
No, I think these days, though, they can get by with cheering for the 49ers. the fans are so upset.
Matt, appreciate the time. Thanks again for joining us. Our listeners should be following you this week at Matt Barrows on Twitter, and we'll see you on Sunday.
All right, see you guys on Sunday.
Thanks, Matt.
Hey guys, whether you've been in a relationship for years or are just getting started, having the confidence that comes from preparation means you're free to enjoy the moment when the moment comes. Even though you're far from ordinary, the truth is that ED is really common. In fact, 52% of guys aged 40 to 70 experience some form of erectile dysfunction. So go to GetRoman.com/Adam now to speak to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional about erectile dysfunction and get $15 off your first month of treatment. The benefits of ED treatment can help you reconnect with your partner. Roman's system is completely confidential and totally discreet. No big logos or labels on packages. With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for erectile dysfunction, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan, and if medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward, convenient, and discreet. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/Adam and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving your home. Go to GetRoman.com/Adam today, and if you're prescribed, get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. Make sure you're ready to have confidence and control this fall. Roman ready. Committing to making time to work out can be tough. Trust me, during this busy season, it's hard for me. But with Peloton, you can start building fitness into your routine with thousands of cardio and strength classes that take as little as 15 minutes. The original Peloton bike now costs $400 less. So now is the perfect time to start building the momentum to reach your fitness goals. And when things get overwhelming, taking care of yourself is the first thing to go. But really, that's the first thing you should be focusing on. And with Peloton, you can fit these classes into your schedule at any time, whether they're live or whether they're taped. It doesn't matter. If you can fit in 15 minutes, you jump on and you get it done with Peloton. There's never been a better moment to commit to your fitness goals because the original Peloton bike is now $400 less. Focus on how you fit Peloton into your routine. I like to jump on my Peloton early in the morning, get the blood going, start the day off right. But even if I don't get it done in the morning, I can fit it in later in the night. That's the flexibility that works with Peloton. I like the music too. The different classes, the different music, You can go to like 90s sometimes, or you want to go some hip hop, that works too. Depends on what you're feeling. There's always a class that fits. The music is a big part of it. You can get one subscription for the whole family. The all access membership is like a family plan for no additional cost. There's classes for every level and limitless class variety with an endless variety of live and on-demand cycling classes, live and on-demand strength yoga, and stretching classes off the bike. You'll keep coming back for more. Experience motivation like never before with the Peloton bike. Now $400 less. Go to onepeloton.com to learn more. That's ONEPELOTON.com. We're fully into the fall season now. Life is picking up again, and we know that these days staying comfortable is at the top of everyone's list. When you lace up a pair of Allbirds wool runners, you'll see that Allbirds has redefined what it means to be comfortable all day long. I got mine a couple weeks ago. I absolutely love them. I got the burgundy color. Works perfectly with my suits, especially when I got the burgundy tie on. Fits it all together. I love how versatile the wool runners are because you can wear them with jeans. I can wear them to Alice Hall. I can wear them to games. I can wear them with suits. And most importantly, they are so comfortable. Made with soft, itch-free, naturally durable, ZQ certified merino wool. The most sustainable wool you can get. So you'll feel comfortable wearing your wool runners and about your decision to wear them too. They're simple and stylish, machine washable too. That's a must for me with shoes. I got to be able to throw them in the wash. Makes it nice and easy to clean because you want them looking good at all times. Allbirds is a carbon neutral company thanks to sustainable practices like using natural materials and purchasing carbon offsets. They know we can create a more sustainable future together. So you can start the season off right now with a pair of wool runners from Allbirds. Find your own pair of wool runners at allbirds.com today. That's ALLBIRDS.com.
It's fall, which means football season is in full swing, and for many of us, there's no better way to enjoy the games than by having some skin in the game, which is why BetMGM remains the exclusive betting partner of The Athletic. And as a fan of The Athletic, you could bet $10 to win $150 plus a free 3-month subscription or an extension to your subscription with The Athletic when you bet with BetMGM using our promo code. Just sign up at BetMGM.com and use the promo code TheAthleticPod at checkout to take advantage of the special offer from the king of sports books. That's bet $10 to win $150 plus 3 months free from The Athletic at BetMGM.com and using the promo code TheAthleticPod at checkout. New customer offer. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions.
Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, or West Virginia only. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado, Nevada, and Virginia. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help in Michigan. 1-800-GAMBLER in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. And 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. In Tennessee, call or text the red line at 800-889-9789. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. Promotional offer not available in Nevada.
All right, good stuff from Matt Barrows there as we get a better idea of what's going on with the 49ers, and they're trying to dig out of a hole here too. All right, it's time to start breaking down this matchup. And to do that, we bring in our guy, Kevin Fishbain. You know, he's gotten so good at the 3 big questions, and he's been so accepting of Adam John's handing off his work to him that we're just going to keep it going, I think. What's up, Kev?
What's up, guys? You want a fun fact?
Yes, always.
Not that fun. But
No.
You guys remember the bye week after London?
I don't remember what I did that week, but I remember that the bye week happened.
Good. Well, since that bye, the Bears are 16-19, including that playoff game against the Saints. 11 of those 19 losses have come by double digits, including all 4 games this season. 11 of 19 of their losses since the bye in 2019 have come by double digits. Remember, the first 7 games they lost under Matt Nagy, 0 were by double digits. That includes the 4 games in 2018, the playoff game, and the first 2 losses in the 2019 season.
That's not cliche talk. That's real talk.
So what are you telling us, Kev? Interpret the fun
You know,
fact.
I remember doing these stats for John Fox, because the whole idea of John Fox was he was going to be the type of coach in which they would avoid these embarrassing lopsided losses, and then the lopsided losses kind of piled up on him. And then Matt Nagy comes in, and they obviously have a good team in 2018, and then even started 2019 like they're playing competitive games. But there have been too many non-competitive games, I think, in the last 2 years.
There's some unfamiliarity or infamiliarity, whatever that word is, non-familiar.
Yeah.
It's classic.
You know what's funny? I don't even remember what this podcast was like in 2018. Because every other year it's been like this, where there's like problems and anger and coaches might be on the hot seat. And 2018, everything went right. And I don't remember, like, what was it like going through, like, week by week?
In 2018?
Being like, oh, yeah, they're probably going to win. They're probably going to win again.
Santa Sleigh. I forgot all the trick play names.
Willy Wonka, right?
Willy Wonka was one.
Santa
Freezer,
Sleigh.
Freezer left.
Freezer left. That was Akeem Hicks scoring.
Listen, I'm not one to point blame. However,
Here we go.
Adam Johns joined the Athletic prior to the 2019 season.
Adam Johns.
I became more of a regular on this podcast prior to the 2019 season.
Oh, so who is it? It's your fault.
Sounds like you're blaming yourself.
Yeah.
A little bit of my fault.
Nice try talking about my movie.
I mean, I
first.
still think back to, relative to this podcast, the excitement level. Where were we at? Houndstooth? Was that where we were at? What
Yes.
bar were we at?
Yeah, we were at Houndstooth in Wrigleyville, and somebody on this podcast predicted that the Bears would go 13-3.
Memories.
Which again sounds ridiculous now. I still don't really understand why it sounded so ridiculous then. They won 12 games the year before, and they were
Right.
supposed to be better.
Everybody picked them to have a winning record.
Thank you.
Maybe not as good as 13-3.
Everyone predicted them to go to the playoffs that year too. Was there a single person who said they weren't going to the playoffs?
No, I think I had 11-5. I think I had 11-5.
I had 10-6, I believe.
There's that gif again. Thank you. All right, Kevin, give me your 3 big questions, at least one of them.
Question 1. Offensively, what do you guys think about the idea of first play of the game, Justin Fields under center, multiple tight end set, play action, deep shot?
What do we think about it?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
Is Justin Fields diagramming that right now in
His
Zoom meetings? You got some insight on that?
I'm thinking just like they can't throw the ball downfield. They're really good at running the ball. And I mean, everybody in the world is going to expect the first play of the game is going to be a handoff to Khalil Herbert. Let's go. Let it rip.
I would just run a pitch to the left.
That's the thing. If it's incomplete, it would be just as effective as that pitch to the
The
left.
pitch to the left.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, though. If they don't get it, they're not going to get a first down. It's a
Correct.
2nd and 10. Then their whole first drive is screwed.
Yeah.
No, they should pass more on first downs, but go on.
Question 2. The Bears have 5 games this season without an interception, which is actually, it's like, I feel like we forgot that so many of those picks came in that Bengals game in 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, you're right.
So Bears have 5 games this season without intercepting a pass. The 49ers are 24th in interception rate. Will the Bears get an interception on Sunday, and who will it be?
Wait, you're saying their offense is 24th
Yes.
in interception rate, meaning they're throwing a lot of interceptions.
Correct.
Okay. Man, all that talk Eddie Jackson did the other day, he better pick a pass off. He said it's coming. It's coming.
It's the same conversation with Eddie Jackson every time he talks.
I know.
Can I just
Which is
vent
why
about that?
For his PR, he should talk more. Because after he talks, we're all kind of sitting there like, oh, yeah, that's the Eddie Jackson we all know and we all know and remember.
But
and then
it's
he doesn't
the
talk
same.
to us for
It's
a
about
month.
his tackling. It's about the lack of turnovers. It's the same stories with the guy. So, yes, maybe he picks one off. I'm going to say Jalen Johnson.
I'm going to say no interceptions.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll go no interceptions.
Jimmy G has a good day then, huh?
I guess I kind of turned some of these questions into bold predictions in a way, but that's okay.
Bold predictions.
Question 3. A win probably won't make fans feel differently about the team or anyone out, and I think anyone outside the building won't feel differently. But with a road Monday Night Football game coming up before the bye, are we in line for another most important game of Matt Nagy's career?
Is Matt Nagy going to be there?
That, by the way, that is if he's not there, is it his fault if they lose?
Is it his? Does he get credit if they win? Like it's.
I said this the other day. It's a lose-lose if he's not there.
Yeah.
Because if they win, then it's like, oh, they won without Matt Nagy. That's the difference. And then if they lose, it's just another loss. It doesn't help anything.
Let's say for the conversation of the question, he's there and he's coaching.
Okay.
Like they can't lose this game.
Well, they can.
They
They
can,
could.
yeah.
Because the 49ers are coming in. This is the lack of respect the Bears have, and it's earned. The 49ers are a mess right now. I mean, you guys just talked to Matt Barrows about it. They are a mess. They're coming to Chicago as 4-point favorites.
Yeah.
And they are a mess. They just lost to the Colts.
Let me add a fourth question. Is it more likely that the Bears go into the bye at 4-5 or 3 wait, is my math right there? 3-4. I'm saying they split the next 2 games.
You can do this.
Yes.
You got it.
So they split the next 2 games, or they lose the next 2 games.
Yeah, or they're 3-6. So
3-6 or 4-5.
more likely they go into the bye at 4-5 or 3-6.
It feels like a 3-6 run. It does.
I was a math major. I wasn't actually, but
If Khalil Mack isn't going to play, Robert Quinn's still on the COVID list, like what is Sean Desai going to have at his disposal? Even if Robert Quinn does return, he hasn't played it in a bit. It's a problem. It's a problem.
What do you think, Kev?
Well, I mean, if I had to go from 5-4, 4-5, 3-6, 5-4 is obviously the least likely. I feel like they can win one of these games because like they just have generally found a way to do that over the years. But then again, they also
could, but I feel like
losing streaks.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can, but I think it's far more likely that they lose both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. To quote a competing podcast hears again, like I did last week, the Bears are kind of almost in kitchen sink position here for a kitchen sink game where you just have to, they can't afford to go into the bye 3-6. The way that the direction of the team, like the way that the decision makers want this team to go. They obviously want to contend for the playoffs. They have to find a way to be at least 4-5. It's like one of these games, they're going to have to pull out a bunch of stops, you would think, to win. I don't know if that means anything good's going to happen. They haven't shown me any reason to think that they can pull out all the stops and good things will happen because of that.
I just don't think they're going to score.
Bold prediction. Johns has them getting shut out.
No, I don't. Oh, you know what I mean. Maybe Cairo Santos kicks a few field goals, but
and Carlos Santos.
They can't move the ball. Well, they could run the ball.
By the way, I mentioned this on the podcast, and I said it in one of my Monday stories, that the Bears aren't doing a good enough job taking advantage of Cairo Santos. I think I said this after the Packers game. Like, he's really good.
Like an offensive weapon.
Right. And people were making fun of me in the comments. I'm like, no, but like, look at where this team is right now. Like, they can't even get the ball into field goal range, and they have a guy who's automatic.
Yeah,
they can't get him in position to like take advantage of him. Like, you can score, like they should be able to score, 9 to 12 points. They should be getting him 3 to 4 field goals a game.
And he's doing his job getting touchbacks too. But you don't have enough kickoffs because you're not scoring.
That's a special teams coordinator right there.
Damn straight it is. All right, let's keep things moving because we got to go get to the special teams coordinator / acting head coach here in a little bit at House Hall. Let's get to bold predictions.
Bold predictions.
I'll go right off of your thing there, Kevin. I think Cairo Santos makes 3 field goals in this game.
Do the Bears score any touchdowns?
But Robbie Gould will have 4, and then the 49ers will win because we've already covered that game one time when he outscored the Bears offense.
But this time, remember that game?
That was the most amusing
I remember it.
game.
It was the best. I think that's my favorite game I've ever covered.
The stare down of the Bears sideline and John Fox and Jeff Rogers. You remember that?
Oh yes. And then it was like, what's the point of even going to talk to the Bears? We're going to the 49ers locker room to talk to Robbie Gould.
Robbie, yeah.
I rewatched the last sequence of that game the other day. Don't ask why. And the 49ers had 3rd and goal. The Bears had no timeouts. And the 49ers ran like a legitimate run play. Yeah. And Jonathan Bullard got a tackle for loss, and the Bears were like jumping up and down. And I'm remembering what I was thinking in the press box. What are you doing? Let him score. And when we asked John Fox about that after the game, he made it seem like letting them score was the literal worst idea in the history of football.
It's unbelievable.
I'm laughing too much about how much of a disaster all that was.
Well, his end of game, like situational stuff, he just had no idea. There was the game in Detroit too, where he didn't use his timeouts properly, and they lost that one. Like that's a legitimate thing. Like every head coach, we literally won a JV game in the spring because we let the other team score, and then we went down and scored. Like you have to do that. It's just common sense. Yeah. Like to not even know that is crazy.
Guys, he challenged to play, and the Packers ended up getting a touchdown out of it.
That's the best. That's the best thing. Oh. So many things. So many great memories.
How do we cover this team?
I don't know. I think that was year 1 of our podcast, too. Yeah. No, that would have been towards the end of John Fox. So that That was 17. Both of those games were in 17, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just don't flop it out there and expect to perform like that.
All right. Bold predictions from you guys.
Oh, gosh. Maybe that Jalen Johnson interception. I'll carry that over.
Fair enough. Kevin.
Jesse James touchdown catch.
Holy hell, that's crazy.
Why throwback? Holy hell, that's crazy. I have to pull that one as a drop.
Jesse James touchdown catch. Bears. I don't know. Well, we haven't.
He had
run
a
out
catch
of
last game. I thought he had a reception in Tampa, right?
He had 3 catches, I think, and they didn't mean anything, but he had 3 catches.
All right, predictions.
I'm going to go 17-13 49ers.
Okay, right on the number.
Yeah. Vegas knows what they're doing sometimes. 17-13 49ers. Jimmy G, 2 touchdown passes.
Kevin?
I just gave the Bears a touchdown, so I have to do my math here. So 2 Cairo Santos field goals. John said 17-13. I'll go 49ers 18, Bears 13.
Okay. I'm going to say 49ers 17, Bears 16. I think it's close. I think this is going to be one of those gut-wrenching games.
What was your score again, Adam?
17-16.
17-16.
Like maybe it's a field goal at the end. Whatever. It's going to be one of those head scratchers. So we all got the 49ers winning.
All the fans dressed up like Mike Ditka in the stands for Halloween are going to be furious. Wait,
what are you guys dressing up as for the press box?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. Pat Finley. I'm going to put on green pants.
We should. What if we all showed up in green pants?
I'm buying green pants.
Why not? It would be totally worth it, though.
Where's our friend Patrick Finley?
That would be a good joke. The white shirt with the green pants that he wore in Tampa.
If we, the white shoes. But he's worn them for 2 games. He wore it to another game.
He did, yeah. Early in the season, he did.
We should do that. I don't know where you buy green pants, though. I don't. I would have to go to Amazon and just order them, probably. All right, let's keep it going here with some other games. A rare time where we're going to pick a Thursday night game, so apologies if you're listening on Friday, but it's a good one tonight. It's one of the better games of the week. Packers going to Arizona. This is on Fox and the NFL Network. The Cardinals are a 6.5-point favorite in this one, which I'm sure has a lot to do with the fact that Packers are dealing with COVID issues too, and Devontae Adams is out and Alan Lazard is out. But like, I don't know. Last time I checked, Aaron Rodgers is still playing, right?
Yeah.
You, Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, he's good, I think.
He is good, yeah. The Cardinals are good too, though. That offense is quite loaded. I'm going to say Cardinals by a touchdown. Yeah. Even though they're losing J.J. Watt for the season. Did you see that report?
Yeah, I did. Wait, a touchdown and an extra point, or just a touchdown?
Oh, yeah. Touchdown and extra point. 7 points. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes,
That
I get
flips
it.
the spread.
Yes.
Kevin?
Cardinals by 7.
I got Cardinals by 2 touchdowns.
Whoa!
Yeah. Sometimes the Packers just like
Take
like,
a game off?
Yeah, I feel like if the Cardinals go up early and Rodgers like, you know what? I don't have Devontae. You know, it's a short week. We're on the road. Like, Like they have those games where they just get like they lose by a lot. Like,
it is
like
concerning. Like Devontae Adams is such a huge part of their offense.
I did see they're 6-0 without him.
Yeah, but this year he's like, I don't know if this is still the
Yeah.
same as it was a couple weeks ago. He was like accounting for 70% of their offense.
Oh yeah, it's crazy how much he's. Yeah, what a big part he is. But that's what I was saying. Like if the Cardinals can score early and do their thing on defense, I feel like not that Rodgers is gonna like pack it in, but it happens with like 2 times a year. The Packers already had one. This will be their second.
All right, weird things happen on Thursday night. I'm going to take the Cardinals to win, but I think the Packers cover. I still think they're a good team.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack.
All right, Fox Noon, Eagles at Lions. Lions are only a 3.5-point underdog in this one. So do the Lions get their first victory of the year?
I'm going to pick the Lions to win.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was thinking about this the other night. I don't know if they're like it's hard to go winless in with the 17th game.
Yeah.
Maybe this is
They've
the
done
one
it.
they get. Yeah,
They've done it.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Maybe they go 1-16 instead of 0-16. But Eagles aren't very good. Yeah, I'll take the Lions in this one.
You have a real difference in like people like the Lions from I hate to use this word, culture standpoint are just fine, right? And like they put up a great fight last week, so I like the Lions to cover. I don't know if they'll win because they're still really bad talent wise.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close one. I think the Lions hang in there. I think they're still struggling to figure out how to win games. So I'll take my guy Jalen Hurts and the Eagles to win the game though.
One of the local writers, Adam Hoge, excuse me, I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
CBS noon, Titans at Colts. The Colts coming on strong all of a sudden. They're favored in this game.
Yeah, I'm surprised by it.
The Titans are coming off wins against the Bills and the Chiefs. They killed the Chiefs last week. And the Colts at 3-4 are favored. They're at home. It's just 1 point, but my goodness.
I think Mike Vrabel is going to use this. Like, he strikes me as a bulletin board material coach.
Yeah.
Right? There it is. +1. Titans are going to win by like 15 or something like that. Titans, I think they're going to blow them out, personally.
Oh.
I do. That's a good call on Vrabel because not only that, I think he's the type of guy that actually looks at the Vegas lines for motivation. Not that, like, I don't think he obviously doesn't gamble, but I feel like some coaches actually never ever look at the line and legitimately don't care about it. I don't think he's one of those coaches. I think he's a coach who always knows, especially when it comes to motivational standpoint.
Yeah,
so I don't get this line at all. So it's like, do you lean into it or do you just underthink it? I'm underthinking it. Titans win.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is adjusting. I think the Colts are better than they showed earlier in the year, and I think that they bounced back nicely the last couple of weeks, but it's not like that game against the 49ers was pretty. Carson Wentz is playing better, though. This is at home. I think it's a good game, but I got to take the Titans. Unless there's like a huge like drop back to earth type situation after what happened against the Chiefs. But that sometimes happens in the NFL, but I don't know. We're later in the season now, so I think things are kind of more established. So I'm going to take the Titans too, and I don't think they'll win by that much, but I think they'll win.
Chris, Matt Nagy's always been kind of the past half full kind of guy.
CBS 325, Patriots at Chargers. The Chargers are a 6-point favorite in this one as the Patriots go across the country.
I added this one because there weren't a lot of good games.
It's an okay game.
Are the
Two young
Patriots
quarterbacks.
good, or do they just beat up on the Jets?
I think they just beat up on bad teams.
Yeah, I think they get exposed against teams like this. At 6 points, probably where they should be. Chargers coming off the bye. I think they lost before the bye, too. I'm going to take the Chargers to cover.
Same here.
Yeah, Chargers just added a big weapon to their practice squad, and Patty Fisher, former Northwestern linebacker. I think that
they're just the Los Angeles Wildcats at this point.
They are. I think that's the boost that they needed this week to win and cover.
Y'all stay corona free, all right? And God bless.
All right. It's actually a good Sunday night game, I feel like. I like this game. It's NBC, 7:20. Cowboys and Vikings, both coming off their bye week. Cowboys are the top scoring offense in the league. The Vikings are, they're tough. I mean, they're not terrible. They're like the classic Vikings team. Like they're not easy to beat. They're also not great. They can hang in there. That building's going to be rocking on Sunday night in this game. The Vikings are 1.5-point underdogs at home against the Cowboys.
I was going through some stats and building the charts I always do for my articles, and I was surprised at how, gotta call it efficient or just pretty darn good the Vikings offense is. Now they still got my guy Kirk Cousins at quarterback, so there's some limitations there. I just think the Cowboys are, I don't think, maybe we're not talking about them enough here in Chicago, but they may be one of the best teams in the NFL. I think that their offense is also up there in all the offensive rankings, running the ball, passing the ball, all that stuff. Give me the Vikings, not the Vikings, sorry. Give me the Cowboys in this one. Maybe by a touchdown.
Cowboys are undefeated against the spread this year, I believe. And I think that probably continues. You've got to imagine at some point the fact that like Mike McCarthy's going to make a decision that's going to really bite them.
He's done some though. They win in spite of him.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like the Vikings just that defense isn't what it used to be.
No.
But as John said, the offense has been really really good. But no, I'll take the Cowboys here. Cowboys by 4.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. I do. I'm excited about this one. I think it's going to be entertaining. There's going to be some points put up. Ultimately, I think the Cowboys are the better team. The Vikings are interesting, though. They almost lost that game against the Lions a couple weeks ago. They should have lost it, honestly. And I think they would have been 2-4, 2-5 at that point. I don't know how many games I guess that would have been 2-4 a couple weeks ago. But they managed to bounce back from that. And maybe they only been in 1. I don't know. Whatever. It would have been a terrible loss, obviously, to lose the Lions. They came back, and I think they won that one. Then they won the following week going into the bye. So that's the type of thing that can kind of swing a season, maybe. And all of a sudden, you beat the Cowboys this week. You're feeling pretty good about themselves. So this is like a big test for the Vikings. I think ultimately, though, the Cowboys win in the end. I think it's going to be good, fun, close. Cowboys cover, win, and good Halloween evening game.
There you go.
We trick-or-treating in the press box, or?
I'm rushing out of there. Kidding. I like to see my
Classic.
kids do a little trick-or-treating.
All right. Kevin, good stuff. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Hey, who do you
Thanks,
have in
Kev.
Michigan State?
What's
John,
the
those are
spread?
college football teams. that play
I'm
each other this weekend.
aware. I have zoned out.
I think it's Michigan by 4 at East Lansing.
I think I'll take the Sparty.
All right, Mel Tucker.
Sparty. There it is. All right. Follow him on
There you
Twitter
go.
at K Fishbain. Appreciate you, Kevin. You can read him on The Athletic, theathletic.com/Hoge Jahns. Same thing for Johnsy on Twitter, at Adam Johns. I'm at Adam Hoge. You can read me at NBCSportsChicago.com. Appreciate you guys listening. Check out the YouTube page. Subscribe. obviousshirts.com. We will be back post-game. Bears, 49ers. Bears get a big win, or Bears season starts to go downhill even more than it already is. That would not be good, but we'll talk to you either way after the game.
See ya.
Y'all stay corona free, all right? And God bless.